Baby Kong is happy juggling with Dad Kong and Mom Godzilla. Unfortunately, the father Kong tripped and fell, causing the baby Kong to fall down a high cliff. Luckily baby Kong is still alive but has to fight the rain and fear. Oh, the devil-faced tree is not my parents. The next morning the rain stopped. Kong is awakened by the Choo Choo train family. To help relieve Kong baby's anxiety, Choo Choo's parents wore Kong and Godzilla masks to create trust for Kong baby. From then on, Kong went to live with Choo Choo's family. Oh no, Choo Choo baby hit his head and cracked the wall. Afraid that his parents would scold him, Kong quickly repainted the crack. A brilliant flower. Oh, will the new cracks make things difficult for our two friends? Choo Choo's mother came home from work and was surprised that there was a lot of paint in the house. Choo Choo's mother walked in with an angry face. But on the contrary, the mother was very happy and praised them for their creativity. Playing a mock battle, Kong was hit and sat down and closed his eyes. Choo Choo was scared, but it turned out to be just a prank by baby Kong. The new life gradually stabilized until some time later, Father Kong and Mother Godzilla came knocking on Choo Choo's door looking for the missing baby Kong. Because Choo Choo didn't want to leave baby Kong, he lied to Kong's father and Godzilla's mother without knowing. Kong watches Giant Monkey TV. Choo changes the channel to Monster Pig. The two brothers refused to give in and the battle for TV began. Pig animations are better than monkey animations. Pigs aren't any good, monkeys are the best. No, pig. Monkey, pig. The opening is a punching and kicking match. I thought it would take 3 minutes to spit 3 times. Choo Choo called for more venom to bring hot goods. Little brother, quickly clean up the house for big brother. Kong also doesn't stand by and watch his opponents do whatever they want to Venom. Even though I called you here, it still didn't get done. Venom was confused and had to use the hot product to free himself. Choo Choo carried the TNT explosive box, while Kong also carried the chainsaw. That's not good. Without turning off the decoy wire, the TNT barrel exploded and the whole room was devastated. The yellow raptor visited, picked up the remote and opened the crying banana cat program to match the trend. The Eternal Maze opens every 23.5 years and is full of traps and hidden monsters. At home, Kong baby and Godzilla baby were playing with a remote control car that accidentally crashed into the wall, causing the maze picture to vibrate and the real map to fall out. With curiosity, they open the map and the map is the port key to move into that eternal maze. Godzilla's mother walked in, bewildered because she couldn't see her child. After flying for a while in the port key, baby Kong and baby Godzilla fell into the center of the eternal maze, surrounded by overgrown hedges. The loud scream only seemed to attract the monster's attention. Godzilla jumped in fear and jumped on Kong's head. As soon as the torch was lit, Kong saw water flowing down from his head. Do you know where this smelly water is? When it was Kong's father's turn to come in and pick up the map. He was startled when he looked closely and saw the silhouettes of his 2 children in it. The 2 kids almost got lost on a dangerous path, so they quickly ran away, but turn around. Kong baby immediately meets Yellow Grimace Shake, but this is a maze without many places to escape. Just when he fell into a dead end, Grimace Shake was caught in the trap of the maze system. It is true that in misfortune there is luck. Approaching another passage, Kong, sensing danger, tried a stone first and sure enough, it was a trap for a flying arrow. The master was sitting enjoying a cup of tea. Father Kong and Mother Godzilla quickly went to see the master and begged him to help save the situation of their 2 children lost in the maze. The master stroked his beard and sighed, then used a whisk to open the map passage and take both parents into the maze. Just reaching the intersection in the maze, Kong and Godzilla were panicked when they realized they were surrounded by monsters. It seemed like it was the end, but at this moment Kong's father and Godzilla's mother appeared in time. Although it was easy to defeat a few monsters, they were too numerous. Opening the energy drink bottle, Father Kong and Mother Godzilla recharged their energy and transformed into 2 giant titans, Chainsaw Godzilla and Machine Kong. Thanks to that, the battle was reversed and saved Kong baby and Godzilla baby. At the end of the match, Kong's laser gun opens the port key and then they all move back to the real world. When I arrived, I felt like I understood everything. Kong and baby Godzilla jumped into the Dragon Master to thank him.
Now things have changed. Long-haired Wonder Kong is accompanied by blonde-haired Shin Godzilla and fat Wonder Godzilla. While walking, Kong saw a beehive from afar and came up with an evil idea. He called the blonde to stop and whispered a plan to prank the fat Godzilla. Kicking a rock with his foot, it hit the hive stem, causing the nest to fall. The two of them hid carefully behind the bush. The bee that fell from the nest burst out angrily just as the fat Godzilla stepped forward. Someone took over. The dirty and blonde-haired Kong laughed evilly and then went out to eat the sweet honey. When he returned, fat Godzilla understood. After a loud scream, it angrily flexed its tiny arms to become giant. But Kong is not scary and has blonde hair. With just 1 foot strike, the fat Kong kicked the fat Godzilla far away, covering my face and crying. I ran home. Wow. At home the giant titans are sucking on hookahs and exhaling smoke like adults. Fat Godzilla tells Kong to play a prank, causing him to get stung by a swarm of bees. The Godzilla titans at Fat Godzilla's house roared and then went back to find Kong to deal with it. Ladies. While he was face down scooping up the remaining honey, Kong got mad when he kept getting poked in the back. But when he looked back and saw that something was wrong, he patted his blonde hair to see if he was dizzy like him. No dizziness, guys. The dirty and blonde Kong was picked up and kicked away like a tattered ball. Coincidentally, the two of them fell right next to the monster pig's tombstone. The monster pig emerged from the tombstone. After a roar, it jumped out and chased its prey closely, using its tongue to catch it. Fat Godzilla saw that his two friends were in danger and couldn't bear it, so he and his titan attacked the monster pig to save his two friends. The two small titans shouted loudly and attacked the pig monster with atomic breath. Pig monsters don't just fire lasers in their eyes to counterattack. The two small titans were hit and thrown behind the mountain. Titan Godzilla Chainsaw must use his energy to increase his strength to fight against monster pigs. After a moment of stretching his butt muscles, the giant Titan Godzilla's atomic breath pushed the explosive energy ball and won. The superhero Godzilla brothers just bought a bubble shooting toy, so they went to the field to test it out. Shin Godzilla's faction was alone and was soon overwhelmed. Kong turns on the supergiant bubble accumulation mode. Kong ran out to fill the core of the balloon with more hydrogen sulfide, conveniently pulled out a lighter and lit it. The giant balloon shot up into the sky and exploded in a colorful fireworks display to disperse the crowd. Shin Godzilla didn't just shoot out a giant bird cage and shoot down on the heads of two friends who were busy laughing. Shin shoots a bubble that turns into a cannon. Cannons discharge bullets. Kong and Godzilla stood in a cage to endure the battle. Shin Godzilla hadn't finished laughing yet when he realized that his two friends had escaped and were riding a shiny car. Unable to bear it, Shin Godzilla fell and was pressed against the wall. Kong and Godzilla were delighted, suddenly saw something and ran away. Shin thought he was scaring his two friends, but when he raised his head, he realized what was going on. Taking advantage of the opportunity when the giant pig-headed monster had not yet fully penetrated the ground, Kong ran to pull Shin Godzilla along. Good friend. They don't abandon each other. It's so dangerous. Running still can't escape the attraction and tongue of the aardvark monster. Luckily, Kong quickly summoned an axe to promptly cut off the monster's tongue. Say it again. Monster stepped on his feet. Godzilla and his group were thrown into the air and then punched far away. Fortunately, the Titan army appeared in time. The pig monster didn't let the pruners get in his eyes and still ran up. After the martial arts fight, the two titans rushed forward, but with just one punch and one kick, they were thrown a kilometer away. 3 dragon-level Titan Godzilla shot energy, but the aardvark still took the attack well. Parry then counterattack very harshly. It seems like the situation is unfavorable, but fortunately there is still Optimus Prime available.